This tutorial explains the intuitive help field in the context of creating field definitions within SBXA. You need to understand the basics of multi-value databases in order to best utilize this tutorial. If you create a field within SBXA, you must define it. Aside from all of the other information you might use to define your field, you can assign an intuitive help process. Intuitive help is used to help the user make a valid entry. Therefore, it is good practice to define intuitive help for any field that has a validation code, which makes a valid entry mandatory for the field. The default key to access intuitive help for a field is F3, but you can define a different key if you choose. You can create intuitive help using an SB Plus selection process. Enter pd.s at the process ID prompt to access the selection process screen. Learn more about selection processes in the Rocket SBXA documentation set, available online at docs.rocketsoftware.com. The selection criteria for the intuitive help selection process may include pre-run questions and may validate against any common variable value. These values can include things such as text entered but not yet saved, today's date, time, and so on. For an example of an intuitive help process, we can look at the intuitive help available for the branch code field on the branch details screen. When you have focus on the branch code field, you can press F3 to access its intuitive help, which helps you to make a valid entry. This intuitive help is defined in the selection process branch.cell, which we will look at in a moment. If you press the intuitive help key before entering any data, the intuitive help process returns all of the valid branches that you can enter in this field. If you enter some data and then press the intuitive help key, the selection process returns the records that match your entry. For instance, if you enter C and then press F3, the process returns only results that start with C, the Chester branch and the Chertsey branch. Note that before the demonstration, I added the Chertsey branch to the file so that there would be enough data to make for a good example. Chertsey does not exist in the standard branch file shipped with SBXA, but it was useful for this demonstration. If you enter FR and then press F3, the selection process does not return any results because none of the branch names contain FR. This behavior changes if you use AutoComplete. See the version 6.5.0 release notes for more information about this feature. We can look at the selection process, branch.cell, that drives the intuitive help by accessing the selection process definition. The branch.cell process sorts the branch file by branch code and branch name, and then displays the results by branch name, contact, and phone. The options determine what is selected, the format of the selected data when it is displayed, and what happens on return from the selection screen. Learn more about selection processes in the Rocket SBXA documentation set, available online at docs.rocketsoftware.com.